Bellis. The rock screams as it pins you to the floor, claws scratching wildly at you. For a moment, you see its jaws open wider and wider, preparing to sever what remains of your life. And then, whoop, a quarterstaff hits it solidly in the side of the head. Looking up, you see horse rearing, her robe billowing on its back. Santa has stunned to your rescue. The rock rises to its feet, spreads wings and claws to decide which of you it's going to eviscerate next. Jadarian, you have been at the main gate, dropping arrows down into the Mordath troops down below. You see Shanta ride across the courtyard, thwacking Mordath soldiers left and right with her quarterstaff, riding very rapidly to Bellis's aid. You going to join them, or are you going to head into the main fortress after Saltara?
I would go and join them, but first I would wipe the tear from my eyes. Oh, she's all grown up. Yeah. I would first cast a spell.
Okay.
One of my new spells. Excuse me. And he... Excuse me. He would place his hand across his bow and wipe it across and say, Aya Kuthalion. And his the bow would glow slightly and dim, and then I would charge after. If I could, yeah, that would be it, yeah.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, camera sweeps down from your glowing bow across the courtyard of Fort Vallandor, where Mordath troops battle for their lives, in vain it has to be said, against the tiefling forces who've rallied to your banners and the ghost elves of the dead forest who've likewise come sweeping out of the desert to aid you in your retaking of Fort Vallandor. Over the heads of these milling masses, blades rising and falling, bodies trampled in the dust, hands grasping for life, even as an elven sword severs their chest, pierces their windpipe. And up the front of Fort Vallandor, over the balcony to where there is a huge smashed window. In the smashed window, a wyvern stands, pinions and legs spread in the main audience hall. Over the wyvern's shoulder, we see young Avil standing looking in shock as at the rear of the chamber, Aldrich and his brother Galric, blades clash one against the other. And where is Hagen? But in initiative order, Bellis. Hagen, you're next.
Taking use of the moment of distraction of the rock, I extract myself from its grasp and take some distance and call upon Faith.
Okay. From her distant realm in the city of Manifest, the Ghost Mother hears your plea and sends her eternal undying energy out to fill you with strength. Hagen, Jadarian, and Avil, and Aldrich, you're next.
Go.
Hagen, you have run across the rooftops, across the mausoleum, scaled the side of the building, and roll into an upper staircase just to see Saltara Mordath coming charging up the stairs. Where she's quite heading, you're not sure, but you tumble through the window right in her path. She staggers back, a little surprised to see you, and pulls a blade, levels it at you. Stand aside.
Hagen, in response to the command to stand aside, very deliberately reaches into his jacket and draws his dagger, taking out a dosage of poison and pouring it along the blade. It's actually the poison that he took from that chest that Shanta had triggered before.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. So that's your move action to envenom your blade. Do you wish to strike at her?
Yep. He'll go in for the strike. His buckler wielded in one hand, his dagger backhanded in the other.
Okay, go for it. And as I recall from last session, her AC was armor class 22.
All right. So I need to roll at least a 17. It's a 12. No.
Okay. She pivots on the stairwell, and now she's behind you, looks back over her shoulder, instead of riposting, begins to back up the stairs. You're wielding 2 weapons, so you can take another stab at her if you want.
Oh, does the buckler count as a weapon?
Oh, sorry, if you want to hit it with the buckler, yes, but otherwise, no.
Okay, sure, I could go. Might as well try.
I beat you with my blade.
No, that will not do it. That's only a 9.
Okay, right. Aldrich, Jadarian, and Avil. I'm assuming, Jadarian, you're going to be first.
How far am I away?
Okay, so you're a full round's movement away from where Bellis is. And you're going to have to go across the rooftops or spend time weaving your way through the melee that's happening in the courtyard.
I'll move as fast as I can. Well, first things first, I'll cast another spell and say Telkia Meldor and a green...
On yourself?
On my...
But it will be because you're more than 30 feet away from anyone else.
Yeah, but then, obviously, it does age people, so do I want to do it with everyone else there? And I'll go full movement as far as I can. If I can shoot the rock, I'll go as far as I can and then shoot the rock.
Okay, yeah, take a full move and skid to a halt on the top of the stables. Aim down and...
Can I say I've had a narrow knot?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Three shots at the rock then.
Yeah, the rock is armor class 25.
Yeah. Oh god. One is definitely a miss, and the other 2 would be a definite hits.
Okay.
One's like 30 odd, and that's 2d8s. Nice. 8, 6, 14, 26 damage.
Okay. The spell you've laden upon your bow is not enough to give the arrows the magic they need to damage the rock. It needs even more. However, you know that you can layer these spells if you have another 3rd level spell remaining to you.
I do, yes. I haven't cast it yet, thankfully.
All right. For next round, then, perhaps. Okay, Aldrich and Avil.
Okay.
Aldrich,
You first. Yeah, you first.
Well, my...
you were going to attempt to disarm him and then trip
disarm him and trip him, exactly. I was disarm is a modified... That's such a different number now. A modified 29 to disarm him.
Okay, you managed to knock his grip loose of half of the weapon and kind of is hanging loose in one hand now because it's a 2-handed weapon. Takes.
Oh, can I use my second attack to do the second disarm?
Yes, you can.
That's a modified 27.
Okay, it should be a completely disarming blow. Get it right under the quillions, yank it free, and just as the blade is falling away from his hand, it pulls itself back into his twin grasp.
Yikes.
And he looks up at you, and you see crimson lights burning in his eyes. I told you to step away from my wife, brother, he says, raises the great battle blade over his head, and comes at you full tilt. Two-handed sword hits you on your shoulder. You feel your armor crumple beneath the edge of the blade. 6 damage.
Hey.
And then with one of his feet, he kicks you back. Make me a dex check, please.
That's a 2, but I don't know if that's
fine.
that's good or bad.
You don't recall your brother being such a skilled fighter.
Right.
Nevertheless, he manages to knock you back a foot or 2. You stand your ground. Hold your position.
You said it took 6 damage, right?
You took 6 damage, yeah. Avil.
Well, I don't really want to hurt him. Can I use my influence reactions on him? Like, get him to stop?
That could work. Battle has already been joined, though. If he's under some kind of charm, however.
Can I use my counter charm?
What?
Okay, wait. I have to roll for that, yeah?
No, you spend a round strumming your banjolele, and he'll get another saving throw against the against whatever influence he's under.
Very nice.
Okay. So what you're like, Galric, listen to this.
Galric, G minor. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Bloody Oasis. Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
Right. The Vrock and then Shanta. Okay, so the Vrock decides on its actions, claws twice at you, Shanta.
No.
It's armor class 23 and armor class 14. Those both hit you. That's 4 damage from its slashing claws. Puts you on 14.
Okay.
On the end of its wings, flaps its wings, becomes airborne, and with its feet talons slashes down at you, Ballas. A natural 20 for max damage and an 18, which is also a hit. So that's 8 plus 4, 12 damage to you, Ballas. That's fully half your hit points in
Bloody
2
hell.
raking attacks. Open your torso across the front with massive bleeding furrows, and then lunges forward with its snapping beak to try and finish you off. It's on the class 22 with that, and that's a further 5 damage. But it's
Oh my God.
grievously injured. You stagger backward, recalling what a horrendous foe this thing was the first time you killed it. Okay. Saltara is backing up the stairs away from you, Hagen, and then stops, revealing it to have been a feint, and suddenly throws herself 3 steps in a single bound down towards you and stabs with her blade. That's going to be armor class 16. Hagen, that's a hit by 1 point against you. 3 plus 3, 6 damage, Hagen.
Right, so by 1 point, so she has to just meet my armor class?
Meet it or beat it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's how
the
much
blade,
damage did you said?
6. Blade slashes along the side of your body. She pulls it back, slick with your blood, and she spends a moment of just saluting you with it, and then begins to try and circle around you, looking for an opening on the actual stairs. Okay, and finally in the round, Shanta.
Shanta, upon her horse, taking these strikes, sees what happened to Bellis, and she will just look at Bellis. Almost, you could see she kind of starts to sort of do a cure wounds, and then remembers that she has a wand of lightning, reaches forward, points at him, and is just like, "Leave Bellis alone!" and then shoots him with it, if I may.
Okay. Magic resistance. You punch clean through the thing's magic resistance, and at this range, it fails its saving throw too, so it takes a full 6d6 damage from the lightning.
Right. So, 8. Right, anyone good at maths? I want to read it out. 5, 3, 4, 2, 1, and 2.
17 damage.
There we go.
You nerd.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Okay, yeah. Spins the rock around. There's a huge smoking wound as electricity ripples across its body. The stench of burnt feathers fills the air. Bellis.
Bellis undauntedly steps forward, slaps her holy symbol into her tiny little paws, and says, "My mother's blessing and your curse," and throws out a burst of energy.
Oh, that's so damn cool.
No save against this. Go on, roll 8 million d6 or whatever it is.
66, and I rolled 25.
Oh. Well, it had 23 hit points left after that lightning bolt. And
Yes!
the rock stands there momentarily as its feathers and its flesh are all blown clear away. as you have one brief final glimpse of its skeleton surrounded by holy white fire. And then that too is just disintegrated.
Nice.
As the holy energies and pure lightning atomize it within a single round.
Nice.
And I'm presuming that heals Bellis Enchanter as well, right?
And that also heals you, how much did you say? 25?
Yes.
Yeah, so Bellis, that heals you fully, and Shanta, that heals you fully as well.
Yes.
Bellis, best
Nice.
skill, 10 out of 10.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Where are we? Hagen.
All right.
Aldrich, you're next.
Just so I'm clear,
Sorry, Jadarian, you're next. Yep. Go ahead, Hagen.
my base armor class is
Okay, I have you at base armor class of 10, plus 4 for your dexterity, plus 1 for your cloak. Oh, and you got the buckler as well.
and +1 for the buckler. So she did still hit me, but only
Just hit you.
he met it. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Hagen grimacing from the glance. Well, from the blow. Steels himself as he goes in for another lunge, switching from the backhand to a stab forward. And that's going to be 18 plus 2 for the dagger. Plus 2. Okay. Plus 2 for attack bonus. Plus 3 for reaction adjustment is 25.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Okay.
Dang.
So roll damage and then add 20 for the poison.
That is 4 damage.
Okay. All right.
Plus 20.
Plus 20. So 24.
She pulls away from the dagger as if backing away from the injury she's already suffered can help her. Hand against the clearly burning wound. You can see sweat beading on her brow. She slumps sideways, falls against the wall, and slides down it, leaving a smear of her own blood and sweat on the wall.
Sorry, an extra 3 damage as well.
Filthy assassin.
This time, stay dead.
Not if I can help it, a voice says on the stairs behind you. And you turn to look into the eyes of House Mordath's bone father, the death priest who has raised her from the dead more than once. And he starts casting.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Jadarian, then Aldrich, then Avil.
Interrupt his spell.
No, Jadarian, you've fired an arrow ineffectively down at the rock, only to see Moonwhite and Tiefling deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can I see into where Hagen now?
No, you can see the shattered windows, and a wyvern now has emerged onto the balcony, is looking around, trying to figure out what exactly is going on.
How far away am I from them?
That's about 60 foot away. Above the, I'll put the map back in a minute. Above the main audience hall, there's a tower, and Hagen is somewhere in there.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't know that. Okay, I charge into where Aldrich would be, and while doing so, knocking an arrow. So I'll go my full movement.
Yep. Vault over the edge of the stables, across the edge of the courtyard, where now the Mordath troops are being hemmed together into a small, increasingly desperate knot, up the neighboring stairway and into the audience hall, where you can see Aldrich and Galric battling it out, while Avil tries to break whatever charm is on him. Aldrich.
Okay, can I see Hagen and
No.
Saltara?
No, she went out. You saw her disappear out an archway.
Right, okay. In that case, I'm going to focus on Galric. First attack is going to be a trip.
Yeah.
Get him on his back. Now I use the combat maneuver thing,
Yep.
right? Okay, so that's modified 26. For the trip.
Yep.
Does he go down?
That's enough. You snare the hook on the rancer, yank. He falls backward.
Okay. And then my second combat maneuver is going to be to stand on the blade of his sword.
Okay. And try and hold it there.
And hold it. I've got two more attacks. So basically stand on put my foot on the blade of his sword and then hold my rancer to his neck.
Okay, just make me a general CMB roll for the for pinning his weapon.
Okay, that's 22 on the CMB roll.
22. Okay, fine. And you have your blade against his neck.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
I'm holding it in reserve for parries or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, Avel, your song of counter charming finishes, and he gets his saving throw. A 3. Fail. Whatever magic is placed upon him is too strong for your counter charm to break. You can try again next round.
Bummer.
He struggles to free his blade from beneath your boots, Aldrich. Fails. And instead, you see him reach down and pull a dagger.
I parry.
Stabs up towards your groin with it. Clang! You parry it with the edge of the rancer. She's mine! He shouts. You'll not have her! She's mine! Mine!
Buddy, she can have you. I mean, we're not looking for that.
We don't want her.
I'm looking at Aldrich like this guy. Okay.
She's skanky.
She's a psycho hose piece. Like, seriously.
Avel, are you continuing to try and break the charm? We're going to do something else.
Can I try and knock Gulric out? Right, with the butt of my Kopesh.
Yeah. You'd need to hit armor class 29.
Oh, I can't do that.
You can roll the natural 20.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Okay.
Well, I've got him pretty much pinned down. You can.
Well, that's good because I got a 4.
Okay. He's already had his attack. The rock is gone. Yeah. Priest spell goes off. Hagen, save against spells, please, at -2.
Oh, shit.
Don't kill it, Saltara says. Yandira has something special in mind for him.
That is 13 minus 2 is 11.
Okay. Is that a pass for you?
That is...
That sounds borderline.
Let's see. I thought I listed it somewhere, sorry. Must have lost it in the...
That's a fail.
Damn.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Paralysis overcomes you, Hagen.
What did you say? Paralysis?
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's even with his cloak, it's a miss by a point.
Oh god.
The priest leans forward. You're lucky. You're lucky the Nightingale has reserved you for himself. And then he starts casting another spell. Shanta.
Bellis is still by me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jadarian has gone leaping over the rooftops again into the main hall.
Seeing that, Chance is gonna lean down. Bellis, hop on. We'll get there quicker on horse.
Where are we going? We need to get that priest.
Exactly.
He's where? You've seen him.
I suppose Jadarian. I'm following him.
Okay. I grab her outstretched hand. I'll need to, otherwise I will never get on that and get on the back of the horse.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll begin riding Cinnamon as far as she can go towards the hall where everything seems to be going down, where Jadarian headed off to.
Okay. Cinnamon majestically clops up the steps and leaps in through the broken window and does another rear, so the pair of you your cloaks can billow in the wind a bit more. You see the the tableau playing out in front of you. Bellis.
I see the priest, right?
No, you don't. You see Aldrich has pinned Galric. Avil is trying to knock him out. There's no sign of Saltara or the priest or Hagen.
Ah. Okay, I'll cast a hold person on
Galric.
Galric.
Okay, well, he has to save at -2, and he rolls a 10, which is an 8, which is a fail. His body goes rigid.
Good.
The blade drops from his limp grasp.
Oh, wow. Thank God.
Okay. Hagen, it would be you next, but you are held. And so instead you are forced to watch, immobile and helpless, as the Death Priest inscribes a circle of green fire in the air. And when the circle is complete, the space in the middle changes. You see a great courtyard. Domed buildings with columns. And then he and Saltara step through, and the circle closes behind him.
You bastard.
Okay, Judarian.
Yeah, obviously I would have caught them up by now. Is combat still going on then if they've left, or?
Okay, so you were gonna go out to the back of the chamber in pursuit of Saltara and the priest?
Well, I would have gone in to see these guys taking care of this and then charge into that
Okay.
direction.
You come charging up the stairs to the upper chambers of the tower and see Hagen is just standing around on the stairs doing nothing. Oh no, wait, he's paralyzed. Okay, no, let's. Right.
Hagen, what are you doing?
I'll go and check him out. Do I if I know if it's permanent or?
It's some kind of hold spell. It will wear off in a few minutes. You could draw a mustache on his face. I don't know. I mean,
I was thinking about that. I'll look at him. Obviously, he's all still there, and I'll just give him a wink. I'll just look around just to make sure that there's no one else around.
No sign of anyone else. No. Okay. Aldrich and then Avil. Galric is at your mercy.
Is he? I will use this moment to take the sword out of his hand and disarm him of his dagger.
Yes.
And I will pick them across the floor as far away as I can, just across the hallway.
Nice.
Okay, Avil.
Well, what can I do?
You can try the counter charm again.
Yeah, I'm
Get
gonna.
another save.
I'm gonna try and counter charm him. Again.
Can I do one last move action?
Yes.
Or is it, yes? I'm just going to run after where Saltara was.
Okay. Well, you see
He's somewhat focused on that.
stairs to see a held and paralyzed Hagen and a somewhat bemused-looking Judarian.
Where'd they go?
I have no idea.
Hagen, don't ignore me. Why are you not talking?
He's paralyzed.
Oh. You okay? Does it tickle if I do this?
Wow, really? Avil, you finish the strumming of your banjolele, and some of the mad haze leave your brother's eyes. Of course, he's held and he can't say anything.
Hey, buddy. Don't try and kill me. But, you know, I hope you're feeling better. I'm sorry that we almost, kicked you or whatever.
Bellis steps forward and makes sure that his hands are tied and feet are tied, just in case it didn't work and the whole person wears off.
Right. And finally, Shanta. Anything?
Looks sad that Aldrich ran away because she looks majestic right now. And she'll probably... she'd probably dismount Cinnamon at this point. and go over to help Avil with garlic.
Garlic, yeah.
With garlic.
Garlic. Yeah.
Right.
That's
Oh, hey, Chanta.
Is everything okay?
Well, define okay. I mean, my brother tried to kill both of us, and he thinks we want to bang Saltara, so I'm not so sure.
Well, there's no what for taste again? What was it again?
No accounting for taste?
There you go.
What
Yeah,
is-
yes.
What's his expression like? What's he doing? It's just looking really.
He's paralyzed right now. I think he was charmed. I think I managed to get all of it off of him. Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out when he stops being frozen.
It's kind of. I mean, I don't know if it would work, but I could try charming him and see if that reverses it.
I think we've had enough charms for good old garlic here today.
Oh, okay. Is anyone hurt?
Aldrich is a little injured. Hagen also, when the hold wears off him.
Sees the blood from Aldrich when he ran off and bolts after Aldrich.
Garrett likewise. The hold person eventually dissipates on him. Outside, you can hear the sound of mopping up from the battle. The occasional scream and cry from Mordath troops who've decided to fight to the end. But others already throwing down their blades, knowing that this surprise attack has left them outnumbered, outmanned, and outclassed.
Hell yeah.
Vallandor is yours once more. But Saltara has escaped. And with her, her Eye of Caelax. Garrick, bound, sits, sobbing gently to himself.
I go over to that weapon he was holding.
You've seen it before, ceremonial battle blade hanging in your father's bedroom in a scabbard all the time. It's an immense rune-graven two-handed sword.
Interesting.
Shanta just ran up to Aldrich, was going to be like, "Do you need it?" And he's just running back to he's just like, if I can I do a cure wounds on Hagen? Noticing he's...
Yeah.
Hagen has been stalking back and forth, fuming, barely paying any heed to the wound.
And just
he only remembers it's there when Shanta comes up to heal it.
Okay. She puts her hand over it, but kind of distracted about Aldrich. She only gives you two feedback.
Thanks. Better than nothing.
Avil's sitting next to Galric, but he doesn't really know what to say, so he's just patting him, and he's like, "Yeah,
I thought she loved me."
Yeah. Well, I mean, what was that thing you said, Bellis? No accounting for taste.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I really love her.
Listen, I'll write you a sad song, okay? And you can listen to that when you get the feels.
Lies.
I'm not equipped to deal with this.
Garrick's a really ugly crier, I have to...
Yes. Aldrich just looks over at him and rolls his eyes.
Did he do this as well when he was young?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cry?
He was
all
this
the time. Yeah.
Oh.
Must be a,
Is everybody
human
okay?
Trait.
I'm fine.
Is it feeling a little bit better?
It's fine. Thank you. Hagen is clearly pissy.
Summoned Aliante and Alia Keel comes striding into the main hall. Alia rests her hand on her blade. Battle's gone our way.
Yes.
Good.
Mordath troops surrendering or dead.
Well,
You
we have
want the-
plenty of dungeons.
You want the prisoners executed?
How many surrendered?
200.
We'll give them a choice. They can swear allegiance to House Vallandor or die.
Their mouths to feed.
We need the men.
Summoned Aliante looks at her aghast. We can't kill them just because they might be hungry.
Exactly.
Elves.
The battle's won. No more need for killing.
Your decision, Aldrich, Alia says.
I go out into the balcony and survey the scene.
It's an abattoir. 400 bodies or more. In various stages of dismemberment. With 2/3 of them dead, the rest surrendered. They've been herded into the small pen outside the stables, where the livestock would normally be kept. Dejected, beaten,
Okay.
awaiting their deaths.
I go down into the courtyard. Who's in charge? Other than do we have any like sergeants or?
Your Sergeant Daco is still living and has been fighting with the few Vallandor men who remained.
Okay.
My lord,
Well done.
our home is ours once more.
I clasp him on the shoulder.
And clasp on yours. There's a moment.
The kiss.
Show me the men. Show me the prisoners.
This way. He walks you over to the pen outside the stables.
Okay.
10 score hours. The tiefling wants to execute them. I'm not sure she's wrong, sir.
Well, she might get her way, depending on what they decide. And I walk over to the pen. Who speaks for you? Who is your highest rank?
There's lots of looking at each other and looking at the floor. Somebody with a bigger mouth, bigger balls, or smaller self-control points. That lad over there with his head split open. He was our commander.
Who's next in command? Living, preferably.
Not sure it matters. Why do you want to know?
You have a choice to make.
This gets some attention. People start looking up towards you.
You can either follow our house and pledge allegiance to Vallandor, or die.
Some look dejected.
You have
some
5
wondered,
minutes to decide.
Some laugh. Not sure we'll need 5 minutes, says the guy by the gate. We've already decided we don't want to die.
We are not butchers. So don't make us one.
Can we get some water?
How do you plead?
Well, if the choice is between getting murked by a bunch of horny boys or elves, then we'll follow Vallandor, aren't we? Not much of a choice, really.
Okay. Sergeant, get these men water.
Yes, sir. And he turns and starts giving orders, having water gathered for the Mordath.
See to their wounded.
Sir.
I know it's not easy.
Your order, sir. And he's about your commands immediately.
And I turn around, feeling a little better about myself.
Back up in the main hall, Samandalianti says, "Where did she go?"
I've no idea. Hagen hasn't said.
How did you describe it, Mark? It had courtyards or a courtyard with...
Courtyard, domed building, lots of columns.
I used to live in Dammaresh. Is there any place that I would remember like that there?
It's the Imperial Palace.
Yeah, thought so. The Imperial Palace in Dammaresh. That's where they went.
Damn.
And I let them slip right through my goddamn fingers.
Them? What do you mean, them?
Saltara and her priest. The both of them left.
But if she's gone to Dammaresh without an army, what can she hope to do there?
I am afraid to find out. But clearly they had a plan.
What else did they say? Did they say anything?
They said that the Nightingale wants me for himself. And I know the Nightingale is in Dammaresh with Bone Mother Talora.
It seems we have an easy choice to make then.
Sounds to me like she's in league with Dammaresh.
Maybe.
Janto goes over to Golric and she'll sit down. And he's still bound, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna wrap her blanket around him and just kind of give him a hug, kind of try and comfort him.
Thank you.
It's okay. Everything will be all right. All right.
Will it?
But it will be. We can find her for you. I'm sure she didn't want to leave you behind. She probably didn't feel like she had a choice. But you're going to have to let us know where she went so we can bring her back.
All she talked about was the other eye. She said there was only one other one left now.
Mm-hmm.
And that meant there was only one thing left for her to do. But she didn't say what it was.
Oh, she didn't seem like she treated you right. She shouldn't just have an eye for her only thing she wants. She should have had you in there as well.
I thought she did.
Hey, and she gives him a hug.
Okay, he snivels rather copiously on your shoulder.
Eh.
Yeah.
But Bellis, convinced that there will be no useful information coming forth from this sobbing heap, moves out to the stables and sees whether she can find Dirge. And after that, she's going to have a look in the temple to see whether the priest left anything behind.
Okay. Dirge is still stabled, a little undernourished. The priest has left a couple of things behind. Religious books, mainly focused on demonology.
Mm-hmm.
And ways to summon princes of the abyss.
Right. I take the books and put them in the flat box.
Okay.
Anything else? Any paper trails or any hints or anything? Maybe in Saltara's office or rooms?
You can head up to those. From what you know of her already, you know that you're going to find very little. She lives very Spartan. Had her father had his way, then this would have been a more luxurious appointment. But she is and remained the warrior first and foremost. It's the paintings that are disturbing to you. The daubings on the wall in something brown and flaky. She realizes dried blood.
Oh my god, I thought it was shit. Okay.
Who raised you? I really don't know. images of eyes and what could be snakes or tails or tendrils, you're not sure. A figure with two heads pointing in each direction.
Do I recognize any of these symbols? Through my religious studies, maybe? And
it looks to be depictions of the demon prince Flemmerflorgan.
Yes. And the locations, is it just idolation of it? Or can I deduct from the locations of these paintings that maybe there is a purpose to the location where they are put?
It looks like the scrawlings of a madwoman.
Yeah.
As if she's not quite in control of this thing that's inside her. And frantically, with her own blood and finger, pictures over and over and over and over and over again.
Right. Okay, that's the only thing I find?
Yeah.
No battle plans or...
There doesn't appear to be much of a plan.
There's just an urge to be reunited with the other eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to go find Butt Stallion.
In the books, or are there any notes from the priest?
Very well, Avel, you may go and find your Butt Stallion.
Yes.
Notes from the priest. In the margins, yes. Discussions, little notes that give you the impression that he has misgivings. Misgivings about Saltara's sanity and her end game. That, unable to retrieve the other eyes, what she plans to do is beyond dangerous.
These books, is he actually trying to find out from the notes how to stop her if it goes wrong?
Yes.
Right. It's not to help her to make happen what she wants to happen, it's actually to stop her if it goes south.
Yes.
Can I deduct from what he's trying to stop, what she's actually trying to do?
Give me an intelligence check.
Love to. 15.
15.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's
Okay, nice. You barely want to take in what you're reading. The implications are horrendous. Terrifying. The Eye of Caelax's power is in her. Caelax is the herald of Demogorgon. One eye remains beyond the one she holds. The Master Eye in the crown itself. You realize that she has probably gone to Dammaresh All thoughts of rulership abandoned, all thoughts of taking the city with an alliance of armies abandoned. She's gone for the crown, to take the Master Eye, to use it to summon the Prince of Demons to Dammaresh. It occurs to you, she's probably trying to do it right now.
Oh, God. I run downstairs in the moment that I thought Edmund hit me.
Okay.
And I start calling Aldrich and the others together. I'm flipping through the pages to see whether I can maybe finish whatever or help whatever my fallen brethren has been devising to stop this thing from happening, actually to aid in that.
You can see immediately that whatever it is beyond him. It would require a combined working of at least 3 other spellcasters. At least three spellcasters in total, should I say?
Yeah.
There was no way he could have ever done it.
So he needs more bone priests.
Or mages. It's a variant on Dispel Magic, which is a spell that's open to priests and wizards.
Right.
Sorcerers?
Yeah. Possibly. Possibly you could. Wouldn't be easy. So Bellis comes charging down the stairs, shouting, Aldrich, everyone, She's perhaps gone a slightly reddish color for a moon white.
What's the matter? What's the matter? Quick.
Chanta was just about to ask Aldrich if he wanted healing, and like as she opened her mouth, Bellis comes down, she's like,
I've come back from seeing Butt Stallion.
Sorry, Chanta, sorry. She's going to Dammaresh to get the eye in the crown. She's doing it now, and she's going to use it to summon you-know-who.
She's in
Voldemort? Dammaresh.
She's at the Imperial Palace. For all we know, she could already have it.
So how do we get there?
I look to my sister.
I look at Cinnamon.
I look at Aldrich.
I'm not playing this game. I look at her.
I'll just like stop it.
I could, Summon Daliante says. You know this place, Hagen. Its images in your mind.
Yes. I saw it at least when the priest opened his portal. Can you do the same?
I can summon Mealadin's Causeway.
Indeed. Well, let's not waste any time. How's everybody's injuries? Anybody injured?
Good.
You and Hagen a little bit.
Slightly.
If you're injured, I can heal you a little bit.
Thank you. Yes, that would be nice.
You've done enough for me, Chanta. Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm not injured. But I'm going to be very upset if we leave before I can do a poem.
Ooh.
Damn your poems.
Come on, no. Hold on a second.
To attend
Hold
to.
on a second.
Are we bringing an army?
Chanta,
Do we need one?
I think that's a bad idea.
Chanta is like shaking. She's doing a cure light wounds, and she's about to do it and gets performance anxiety, and you get only 2 HP. I've rolled a 2 twice on my cure light wounds.
I have had it with your foolishness, Avel.
What?
The rest of us are focused on the task at hand, and you are writing poems.
So am I.
When will you grow up?
Oh man, no. I will not take that. I will not stand for this. It's a travesty of justice. Listen, I'm going to sing a great song. It's going to be awesome, and you are going to be inspired. So sit down, young man, and
I
let
am
me.
inspired to shut you up.
I
put a hand on Hagen's
wordsmith.
shoulder. just indulge her, please. Indulge him. Sorry. My bad.
As you wish, my
Okay.
lord.
I'm pretty sure that Samalama Ding Dong can wait just 1 minute before opening the Rainbow Road, alright?
Summon
Okay.
Daliente.
Yeah, that's what I said. Anyway, here we are at the end. How many hit points did we spend to stand tall and try and defeat Saltara? Man, I think I can go no further. But on to Dammaresh we must go to win the crown in the final show. About that dragon, I'm still not sure. Even if he says he's with Vallandor. We've destroyed many eyes, but there's still more to come. I'll see you for a pint of ale when all's said and done. So come on, bastards, one more push. Let's kick these assholes in the tush.
What's
Yay!
a
Well
hit
done.
point?
What in
Go up.
every hell is a hit point?
Well, nothing? Did I say that? I don't remember.
It's a figure of speech, poetic
Mhm.
license.
It's a metaphor.
Joe Darian actually looks at him once and says, "I'm impressed."
That was
Well,
really good.
Yeah.
Now let's go.
Yes. Armored
Alright.
bastards.
Chancer kind of
Before we head out, I need to leave some orders with the sergeant. Basically, run out there, tell the sergeant to hold the fort. Don't let anybody in or out. Keep an eye on the prisoners. Make sure they're fed and watered, but don't treat them with any cruelty. And I basically, is anybody of us staying behind? No. So he's in charge, basically.
Yes, sir.
Garrick.
while he does that.
He's in charge. I'm not leaving Galric in charge.
While he's doing that, Chancer's gonna open up a little box. She's gonna get Squee out. She's gonna go,
Hagen, whenever I'm feeling stressed, I just look at Squee.
That's very nice, Shanta. I'm glad.
it's like shoving it in your face almost.
You're,
Oh, so we
I
have
think it is
time for
best.
frogs? No.
I
We
think
have
it is
time for
best if the
frogs, but
frog
we don't
stays
have
with you.
time for poems?
Summon Daliente, please open the Rainbow Road.
It's not
Please,
a fault.
please
Open it,
tell me
open
you're
it.
taking that sword, Aldrich.
Yes, I took it.
I
Hagen.
appreciate the gesture, Shanta, but I think it is best if your toad stays with you. I think he likes you the most, and we wouldn't want to make him unhappy, would
Yeah,
we?
no, I just wanted to, because he's so cute. He's got,
And you look and he's probably not the cutest, but she thinks he's adorable.
Is he okay? He's acting a little agitated.
Thank you. Oh, why would I be agitated?
Yeah, I
Only
don't
know
know.
that I'm
No.
After
I mean,
that-
like, I'm
being
just
hunted
like,
by my former master.
Oh, right,
I
yeah.
think he might
Yeah.
be upset because he let the one thing that we were after go.
it's not his
I
fault.
I mean, he
Thank you,
he
Shanta.
failed his mission miserably, and I think that would
Yes.
make me upset if I.
Yeah, he really screwed up there, man. He's not on
Bravo,
the best form
Shanta.
right now.
Let's give the guy some space.
You were
Okay,
trying to inspire him, remember?
Oh yeah, no, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
just
and
everybody
since you-
back off.
Since you've been paralyzed once, hopefully your immunity will go up, and then you won't have
It
to.
was magical
do nothing again.
paralysis.
I have
not poison.
I'm trying to make a deduction here on the guy the Ghost Mother priest,
Yeah.
the Bone Father. He had a see invisibility spell.
Yes.
That's not a priest spell, certainly not a Ghost Mother spell.
Mm-mm.
He summoned a Vrock.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't no Ghost Mother spell either.
Like you,
Exactly.
he may
But
well
then
be
different.
multi-classed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he transported him and Saltara out of there.
With the dimensional folding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Simon Daliante comes to your side, Hagen. Better they'll steal your mind. Let the image of the place you sought and saw well up within it. As a bubble rises to the surface of a pond, and bursts, releasing what it held. And she places her hand on your brow and closes her eyes. You can feel tendrils of thought nudging up against your own awareness. The gentle pressure of her mind against yours, coaxing the thought up. And at her coax, up it comes. The image of the palace. There. Hold that. And then with her other hand, she begins to conjure the causeway, summoning polychromatic rainbow images between her fingers. And then blows, and out the causeway springs as you have seen before. A rainbow pathway that streaks out through the walls of the great chamber, through the walls between dimensions, reaching across the land until at the far side of it you see sunlight on marble and the fluttering of great flags. Come, she says. Let us walk the causeway.
Hagen had been struggling to keep his mind calm and releases a breath he didn't realize he was holding. I had hoped never to come back to this city.
It's okay, we'll do it as a group, together.
Yeah.
No, she'll kind of extend her arm out to almost if he wants to hold her hand.
He very hesitantly takes her hand. Thank you.
She just like looks up at him, just beaming, like,
You step onto the causeway then, and immediately are plucked away at incredible speed. We should follow, Samandaliante says. And so, one by one, you step onto Mealadin's causeway and allow the rainbow path to pull you into its polychromatic grasp and deposit you, well, at the place envisaged by Hagen. You notice a few things almost immediately. Firstly, you're in the courtyard of an immense domed palace. Steps rising up ahead of you. Imperial flags, gold on red, fluttering in a warm breeze. Secondly, it's warmer. Not the empty heat of the Kashgareen desert, but a genuine warmth that comes from the air itself. Carries with it the smell of old dust, fresh trees, water, and the stink of an immense city. Just beyond the edges of the palace, you can see Dammaresh itself spreading out in all directions. Storm clouds hang low on the horizon. And you remember that this city sits on a natural stone bridge over a great canyon within which a tempest churns forever, so they say. But the smell is not just that of the city, it is that of smoke, fires burning, bodies moldering in the sun, shit and piss and fear stinking in your nostrils. The sound of battles, distant and nearby, come to your ears. You recall hearing that Dammaresh itself has been under siege for the better part of a week. That siege is clearly broken open now into bloody fighting in the streets. Indeed, It has made it at least as far as this courtyard, because you see a body of perhaps 40 or 50 armed troops in the blue and white tabard of House Torlek. They who once held the crown, but no longer do. They're positioned as guards around the steps that lead up into the palace, as guards behind you, watching over the routes into the courtyard. Nothing can come in, nothing can come out. Not without going through them. They're not alone. Their numbers are swollen by an equal amount of what you take for sellswords. Men and women of a mismatched motley of races in leather and chain and plate. No tabards, no symbols, no sigils. But the hard eyes of experience, those who aren't drafted into service, those who've chosen the life of the sword and are comfortable with it. So, with the shimmering appearance of Maelden's Causeway and the 7 of you spilling out from it, appearing in the side of the courtyard, immediately there are pikes, crossbows, longbows, and hard and somewhat suspicious glances turned your way. A pair of men in Torlek garb stride forward. "Hold yourselves there," one of them says, and raises a heavy arbalest, huge bloody crossbow. Behind him you can see a dozen men falling into a practiced rank-like semicircle, their weapons similarly trained in your direction.
Can I get a quick danger sense read? I mean, obviously it's dangerous, but like, no. I mean, in the sense that, like, could we take these people? Realistically.
There's about 100 of them.
No.
Split between between Torlek troops and hardened
Let's
mercenaries.
do it.
Okay, I have an idea.
You might be able to. You guys are of enough level to command some fairly serious firepower. But it would be ugly and unpleasant.
I
Yes.
have an idea.
Oh,
I
God.
have a cunning plan.
Okay.
So
before-
Please
Why?
tell me you're not going to sing.
Well,
No, that
Can
is not the
I-
response. I
can
said,
I?
please tell me you're not going to sing.
Enough of your chatter, the man
Wait,
says.
wait. Can I bribe them, please? Can
Right,
I,
now,
like,
hold on, before
worm
you
our
start.
way in?
Bellis is casting an Elonia's Glamour on the sly to make Aval appear more, convincing.
Deal? Ah,
Please. And also, can I use my influence reactions?
Yeah. Okay. The Torlekan commander looks you up and down, then looks over his shoulders. Adra, I think this is more your size. A woman comes striding towards you. She appears to be, from what you can tell, perhaps a commander of the mercenary group. She's not wearing Torlek colors.
She's handsome.
Greetings, fine lady.
Vice versa.
She looks you up and down, and before she answers, there's the fluttering of wings, small leather wings, and not one, not two, but 3 tiny dragons, no bigger than a small dog, arrive to land, one on each shoulder, and the other circling lazily over her head.
Yo.
Well, may I say, those are some fine dragons there.
Pseudo-dragons, she says.
Gorgeous.
I'm Commander Adra of the Company of the Viper.
Nice to meet you, Commander Adra.
Who
My
in all
name.
the hells are you, and what was that? And she gestures vaguely to the fading lights of Mealadin's causeway.
Powerful elven magic.
My name is. Ignore my elvish friend here. My name is Alvo Rin, and this is my wandering bard entourage. And that was magic.
Hagen is going to try to step behind someone else so he's not being gestured to as part of the wandering entourage.
Well,
We travel far and wide to perform.
you can stop with the garbage about being a wandering bard entourage.
What? No, really.
You might well be a wandering bard. But magic, yes, I'll believe. And your name? Aye, that I'll believe.
No, listen, hold on.
No.
My friend has a talking frog.
Now, what?
My friend has a
I
talking frog, and I use ventriloquism.
What is going on?
Is there any way I could hide while they're distracted by the talking frog?
That wouldn't be too hard, I think.
Ah.
Okay, this is Squee Pinchy, and Squee
Mr.
Pinchy.
Squee Pinchy.
Sorry, I'm very sorry, Mr. Squee Pinchy, and it likes to talk a lot, doesn't it? Yes, I love it.
You know what I value?
Great.
Wow.
Straight talk.
Oh
So,
my god.
Avel Rin,
Yeah,
With
that
it.
is my name. Don't wear it out, my good sir.
with your elven magic.
Oh yes, this is my magician.
What are you doing here?
We're here to perform for the king.
My
of...
patience does not last forever, boy.
I nudge Evel really hard in the shin.
Ow. Look, we're just simple bard entourages, and we're just here for the performance, the arts, as it were. Look, my friend here, he can twirl his staff above his head.
If I
See,
may,
We're here to kill the bitch Saltara.
your kingdom is in
Oh
danger.
my goodness.
Mordath.
he's a clown too. Don't you like it?
Saltara Mordath.
She's planning on bringing a demon to life, and it won't end well for anyone.
Oh
What
dear.
makes you think she's here?
We saw her come here. Well, I didn't, but someone.
I step
Come here.
forward. My name is Aldrich Vallandor. I am the Lord of House Vallandor. I've come here to fight and kill Saltara Mordath, who is planning to destroy the city with a powerful demon.
But I am really a bard, though.
As I said, at least 2/3 of what you were saying was true.
I take off my helmet, show her my face.
Vallandor, huh?
Yes.
Funny.
I look. How tall is she?
She's a little bit under 6 foot.
Okay.
Perhaps
Well, I look down at her, not in a condescending way, but in a just sort of like
Towering.
way.
Towering Aldrichness.
perhaps twice your age. Seasoned fighter.
No, I believe it. She's got the scars to prove it.
Yes, we're not here for you.
No, no.
In fact,
I know who my enemies are today, and they're not a mismatched band of traveling bards. A tiefling, a pair of elves, a half-elf, a moonlight, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, so have I not pulled my disappearing trick then yet?
You were actually doing that, were you?
I was talking
Yes,
about it.
and absolutely, that's fine then. So she doesn't mention half-elves, but she does mention moonlights. And the son of Talric Vallandor.
Dead Tarek, Vallandor.
My next question was going to be, how was the old bastard?
Not alive.
He really
Thank
didn't like when I
God.
called him that.
That's a shame.
A shame.
He was a good man once, your father.
Are we talking about the same guy here?
Yes, we are.
I look at Avol pointedly.
What?
I think you've
I'm
said
just-
enough.
You
Okay,
see,
I'm sorry.
Miss, there's an issue that we're kind of short on time, and we need to get the eyes away from her because she's going to do something that will probably lead to
Saltara
everyone's
seeks the
deaths.
crown.
Well, who doesn't? That's why we're here.
No, we're
I'm
not
getting
the physical
paid
crown. Listen, there is a device in the crown. An item that she seeks that is embedded in it, which can summon a demon.
I thought it had something to do with controlling dragons.
Yeah, yes
I
and
wish
no.
it did, otherwise I'd be riding one right now.
Not all the stories you hear are true.
Well, it kind of is. I mean, if the demon is powerful enough, it can control a dragon, right?
And you,
Into its
what?
most-
You think she's here?
We know she's here.
We saw her move through magical means to this location.
A little
Jim
like we
Seven.
did.
She may have gone straight into the building, for all we know. Right past your guard.
And
My
you
understanding, she kind of portaled in.
you presumably want me to let you into the royal palace.
I have no further use of the palace. I care not for its contents or the throne. That's all yours to take.
Oh, I don't want the throne. I just want to make sure that Lord Torlek gets it, and then he pays me 50,000 gold pieces. But
That's fantastic, and I wish you well with that endeavor.
Money talks.
But unless you want a towering demon prince to go gallivanting around this town,
And stand between you and your 50,000 gold, I might add.
this has to be the most ridiculous, elaborate, the least convincing ploy to get agents of House Call past our guard and into the palace.
House what?
Torlek and Call were besieging the capital together, but they've fallen out.
Oh, but you are going to let us in, right?
do you not recognize the sign of House Vallandor?
Fanta is preparing.
I'm not affiliated with anybody else.
No, I'm minded to believe that it's not actually a ruse, because I can't believe that anybody would be so foolish to come up with something so utterly
Ridiculous.
preposterous to
Yes.
try and
Well,
get-
yes.
Yeah, imagine that.
And have the misconceived idea of doing letting the bard do the talking for us.
Well, did any of you have a better idea? No,
I did actually.
I don't think so.
But then
Well,
you started talking, and I just thought
that's
I'd
good
where
for
that
you.
would lead.
you snooze, you lose.
You've got a very nice hat, young man, but you need to know
Oh,
when to
thank
rein it
you.
in.
I
Now,
got
listen.
it from dragons.
We need to get in as soon as we can, really. It's a matter of urgency.
Shanta, as Shanta is saying this, you feel something in the ground, in the stones of the courtyard beneath your feet. A trembling. Dust sifts and falls from the courtyard walls. The Torlek and mercenary troops look around themselves in consternation. A sound. A rising sound, as if of distant thunder, becoming louder and louder
We're too late.
until you know that it is in fact two voices rising and howling over the city, and it's coming from deep within the palace. Shanta, to everyone else it's just noise, but to you it is words. Your demon blood hears and knows its own tongue, and hears it calling, "Come to me, all children. Lay yourselves down. Lay your veins open. Bleed your last blood and descend into eternity in my embrace. Two voices, twining, spiraling around the other as the noise gets louder and louder and louder.
He's awake.
Do you believe me now?
And he's asking all demonkin to come to his aid.
Right, Edra says. Captain, hold the line. You six, come with me.
Sorry.
What's that?
She gestures to a small squad of her men. They immediately fall in behind her. Well, Lord Vallandor, Master Vryn,
Lead the way.
Wow, I like that.
lead the way.
Well, if she's not leading the way, I'm going in first.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I will also go.
Okay.
I'm
Hagen,
probably already trying to get in.
Okay, you're trying to.
I've already been infiltrating the entire time, yeah.
Okay, good. I'll get back to that. Okay.
Hunter
All right.
will,
Well,
follow
while I'm
on.
separate from them, do you mind if I leave the chair for a minute? I'll be right back.
We're actually going to break. You stride ahead into the darkness. Aldrich, your companions directly behind you. Commander Adra and her mercenaries from the Company of the Viper are fanned out behind that. The hallways are vast and sprawling, archways and stairways leading off in all directions, columns rising to vaulted ceilings, galleries up above, immense chambers to the left and right. But it doesn't take you any time at all to find your way towards what you're looking for, because you can hear it. You can feel it calling toward you, even though its demonic words are alien to you. The lure, the pull, is unmistakable and inexorable. Ahead into the darkness you stride. Then, from out of nowhere, they come charging toward you. There are 6 of them. Warriors in the colors of House Dammaresh. One of them shouts, "For the crown!" And they hurl themselves straight at you, desperate to defend this place from anyone who would come into it. Okay, let's have a quick initiative roll to set ourselves up.
Alrighty.
5.
5.
Is that a 5?
If I roll another
Aldrich,
2, I'm going to
5
throw all
from
my dice
Pavel.
away.
2 from Shanta. Bellis?
Modified 8.
Nice. I can draw 8s, I really can. Jadarian?
4.
And Hagen will be getting to you in a second anyway.
Okay. 9.
A 9. Ooh! Okay. NPC's on a 6. Okay, so. Bellis.
How many are there?
There are 6 of them. They appear to be palace guards.
I immediately throw what is it called again? My level 1 illusion spell. Sorry. Color spray at them.
Okay, nice. Okay, and that affects D6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, roll.
2.
Okay. 2 of them drop immediately, mazed by the shimmering colors of the color spray. The other 4 break around the fan of shimmering lights and come charging towards your group. Bellis, 2 of them peel off and straight towards you. Their blows are clumsy, misplaced, conscripts at best. Okay, Aldrich, And Aldrich, combat dominance applies against these guys.
Okay. I'm going to use... if I use combat maneuvers, do I still get the full attack range?
No.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to attack him.
Okay.
Screw him.
They're on class 16 each.
16 each. I'm level...
You're level 6, so...
So I get 5?
You get 6
5 attacks? 6 attacks, okay. First one is a... sorry, excuse me, 5 seconds. The first one is a modified 22.
Yeah.
Which... These are all main attacks, aren't they? Goodness. Ooh, first one, max damage, which is 16. Second attack is a modified 20, which does 13 damage. Third attack is a modified 17, which does 15 damage.
Yeah.
Fourth is a modified 24, which does 10 damage.
Okay, there are only 4 of them. The rest of you just kind of stand in some shock as Aldrich's like, I got this. Steps forward, whirls his rancer about his head, guts, beheads, eviscerates, slices the throat, boom, 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 boom. All 4 bodies hit the ground.
I use some of my new dervish maneuvers that I learned from the tieflings.
Okay.
I take my action to swoon.
Okay.
I take my action to...
Can I use my final two, the unused attacks?
To do what?
To finish off the color sprayed ones?
Yes, of course.
Quick reminder, guys, you all have inspiration.
Oh, I do?
Yes.
Well, then all of those were 1 higher.
Is it +2 or +1?
It's +1. Still.
Oh,
Plus one,
okay.
I'll make
How long does that last, or is it just?
It's the first 6 rounds of combat, so another 5 rounds. All right. With this horrendous slaughter over, you press onward through a central courtyard, and now you can see storm clouds are gathering over the palace, up toward the main redoubt, the old heart of the imperial domain where the throne room lies. As you near the steps that lead up to it, more Dammaresh troops appear. But they're running. They're not coming to fight you. In fact, one of them screams, "Turn around! Get away! That thing! My God, that thing!" And they just go charging past you toward the exit. Half of them don't even have any weapons.
I will let them run past us.
I will take that moment to power up my bow, Mark.
Okay. Into the throne room you stride. Hagen, while Avel has been winning hearts and minds with his entirely convincing story, you've used the distraction to slip away around the company of the Viper and the House Torlek troops and into the Imperial Palace. Bypassing House Dammaresh guards, the few who still remain in here, clumsy and inadequate to your skills. You reach the courtyard outside the throne room. You make it that far before he finds you. I say he. It's Yandira Dammaresh who steps out behind a tall, graceful fountain. You recognize the face of the Damarath noblewoman whom you rescued from a Mordath dungeon, who threw Isolde Vallandor from the tower in Fort Vallandor, who battled you claiming you had been tested. Hagen.
You know the Nightingale, don't you?
She kind of walks forward, hands behind her back. Should be more perceptive. She runs her hand across her chin, and as she does so, her face changes. For a moment, you're looking at Aldrich. It's his voice. How many times have you spoken to your lord, not realizing it wasn't him? And then again it changes, rippling like water under wind. The face of your master. What is a face, he says, but a mask? And what is a mask but another face? This was supposed to have been your birthright. Except you grew a conscience, didn't you?
I belong to you no longer.
No, you don't. You're of no use to me. I should have seen that when you were a boy.
So, you've claimed me as your own kill. Is that why no one else will finish me off?
You have some wits about you, at least. Let's see what I taught you before the end.
He draws his dagger in one hand and a rapier in the other. I'm not afraid of you.
When you get close enough to need those, you'll already be dead, he says. And his hand comes out from behind his back and hurls 3 darts in your direction. However, you rolled a 9, and he got a 6. So if you wish to close before the darts leave his outstretched hands, indeed you can.
I will and certainly do that, yes.
Okay, go for it.
All right.
Go, Hagen. It's your birthday.
Right, I will lead with the dagger in my offhand.
Okay, he's armor class 21.
Okay. So what penalties are there for 2-weapon fighting? I'm trying to remember.
If you don't have the fighting style for it, it's -2, -4.
Okay, -4 on the offhand and then -2. All right. So that will be... All right. That'll be just my... Nope, that's only a 5 on the dagger's attack, so that's +3 is 8. And then the rapier, I will need... You said it's 21?
Yeah.
I'll need to roll a natural 20. I think. No. I'll need to roll at least an 18. That's what it is. That is a 17. I'm one short.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay,
inspiration.
Inspiration?
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Inspiration, I forgot inspiration.
Oh my god. And you
God.
were whining and bitching about it the whole time. Like you loved it.
In character, I was whining and bitching. He doesn't know he gets +2.
Okay.
That's irony right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Abel's fine words ring out in your mind. Let's kick these assholes in the tush. Poetry that drives your blade home.
All right. So the rapier, now, the rapier uses which damage? Is it long? Okay. Is it like longsword damage?
Yeah,
or?
D8.
All right. And then it's masterwork for +1 or +2?
Yes,
no,
+1.
Yeah, +1 damage. All right. 1d8 +4. That is 5 + 4 is 9 damage.
Ooh,
Nice.
Wow.
that is nice. Oh, okay. All right. You're too close then for his darts to find their target. As you step in under his guard, the dagger misses, but the rapier You drive hilt up into his gut, and for a moment you're face to face, and you can see it. This close you can see it. A thin rim around the edge of his face. And you realize his entire face is a mask. He stumbles backwards, discarding the...
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Say your thing.
I've learned much since I left you, Master.
He coughs, wipes blood away from his mouth, and...
Dies.
Yeah. Turns and with gazelle-like leaps scales the outside of the royal throne room chamber, heading toward its domed roof. Are you going to pursue him or not?
No. I have an objective. I'm going for the crown.
Okay.
As long as he's out of my face, I'm going to try and get away.
All right. You race ahead into the darkness. And you then are the first to gaze upon the imperial throne room of Dammaresh.
Wow.
Whoa.
They don't like pomp and circumstance at all.
Damn.
Goodness.
Do you think that throne is compromising for something?
There are bodies.
Compensating.
Same thing. Shut up.
There are bodies scattered all around the throne room. Imperial guards for the most part. A man sprawled on the steps in imperial purple. His blood flooding dark into a great pool on the floor. And standing next to his body, the crown, a great, enormous, spiky thing with a pulsating Eye of Caelax at its brow, is Saltara. She has another eye in her outstretched hand, and from this, purple and red and black light is spilling like some diseased fountain. Where it hits the floor, bubbles upward into a great shadowy shape that is thickening and taking form by the moment. A huge, monstrous beast, splayed claws on the floor, a tail lashing behind it, arms like the tentacles of some undersea kraken, and two great diseased simian heads howling incomprehensible monstrosities to the world. The shadows begin to take on definition, and you realize that if you keep looking at it just a moment longer, you'll get to see the face of the Prince of Demons.
Not interested. Has she noticed me yet? And if not, I'd like to hide.
She doesn't seem to have noticed anything, and you can hide. Into the shadows you bleed. Behind you, you hear the sounds of guards fleeing from the outer courtyard. The clatter of feet as your companions come thundering into the chamber. Just a couple of rounds behind you. All of you see it. All of you witness it taking form. Here he is.
Oh.
Yummy.
Oh, Lord,
He's
coming.
He coming.
Can we just say that instead of leaving them with Fort Vallandor, we brought all of our men with us through the Rainbow Road? We just
Do we need an army? No, we don't need an army, no.
Yeah,
They won't do any good against this.
I mean,
Just
cannon
wipe the
fodder.
floor with them.
They can die while we run away.
Exactly.
I don't have to outrun the demon. I just have to outrun my men.
Some human meat shields. That's all we need.
Okay, for what it's worth, Hagen, you have an action first in the round if you want to take it.
Right. I'm going to put away the rapier, of course, but I'm going to keep the dagger out. And I'm going to try and creep up on Saltara and see if I can do something about her.
Yes.
Okay.
Namely,
Down with the
assassination.
bitch.
35.
Never have guessed.
You slink unseen and unheard through the shadows around the side of the dais upon which the throne stands. The black light spilling off the slowly manifesting form of Demogorgon helps conceal you. And you are indeed in position for an assassination.
Do it.
He comes up behind her, putting the blade to the inside of her throat as with his other hand he takes her head and tilts it forward onto the blade, ensuring that he can sink it in as far as possible to try and slit her throat.
Okay. She's 4 levels higher than you, so that's a minus 20%. So you have a base chance of 30%.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
It is 25.
The blade cuts her throat. Blood fountains down your arm, down her chest, onto the floor. She looks back, and for a moment in her eyes, there is gratitude and relief. The life she never wanted is over. She slumps in your arm. The Eye of Caelax falls from her limp hand and rolls to a stop, smeared in her blood.
Does it roll towards me?
Through the shadowy form manifesting in the chamber, a tremor shoots. The fullness of its power cannot manifest here now. But an aspect of it has gained a foothold in your plane. And as its form solidifies, those horrendous abyssal heads turn in your direction.
No.
Oh dear.
Okay. Bettis, you're on an 8. You're next.
I use a gather spell and slide the crown into the flat box.
Okay. The crown box chunk.
Bye!
I'm out of here.
The crown doesn't have the eye in it anymore, I don't think, does it? Does the eye
It
roll
did.
towards
Yeah,
us?
it did. It did.
Yeah.
Oh, so
There's
the
one in
other
the crown,
that-
and
yeah.
there's her. Yeah, remember,
Gotcha,
there's the
gotcha,
one that she
gotcha.
still had. Okay. And Flimmer Flurgan is on a 6, which is before the rest of you. Okay. Seeing the crown slide across the floor, both of its heads turn on you, Bettis. The Demon Prince's eyes bore into yours. It is like gazing into infinite eternities. The swirling, endless plains of the abyss are unveiled before you. Save against spells, please.
Do I get any bonuses on that?
No.
Please.
Isn't it like a will or whatever the other circumstantial bonuses are?
Not this, no.
I rolled a
Okay.
7.
Individual heads, yes. Okay. A 7, so no. Okay. Now its words become clear to you.
I should never have learned demonic, should I?
Where the crown. And to your horror, you see your own hands open the box, take the crown out, and place it upon your head.
Does it fit?
It shrinks down to the very size of your head. Call me. And you hear your own voice begin to rise upon your chest to speak the demon god's name.
Can I do anything to stop this?
You might get a 7 for our next round.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Chantas saw that, she'd hear that as well, wouldn't she?
Yes, the demon god, however, is moving. Strides forward. On its left side, a tentacle lashes out towards you, Aldrich. And it's armor class 22.
Which is
Enough to hit you.
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh. Physical damage is... It's a glancing blow. A mere 2 points. Which coincidentally is what your strength and dexterity and constitution drop by.
Jesus. I gotta look up what it does.
I can hear Ozzy.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Okay, I can hear him over the headphones. Right, well, the first thing that it does is that you lose another 6 hit points as your life force is drained away. Puts you down to 43. Your strength drops to 17, your dexterity to 14. Armor class gets worse.
+2. So I guess +2 instead of +4 +4.
Yeah. At the same time, the other tendril lashes out toward you, Avel. Again, another hit. Only 2 points of damage, Avel, but with you likewise, your physical stats are all stripped by 2.
Good lord.
That's rude.
And it manifests as a rotting blackness of your flesh that goes up your arm from the wound and spreads deep into your system, weakening you, making your limbs shake, making the strength drain away from them. And it's not done. Its tail, like a viper striking, whips down. Armor class 27, that hits. Jadarian. 4 damage. And you lose a level from your fighter class. As life energy is pulled away. Drops your hit points further to 23.
God, this is
It's going well.
Right. Aldrich and Avel, you're next.
this is fine. Okay. Right. As a move action, I'm going to run up to Bellis and rip the crown from her head.
Okay. Fine. Charge up to her. Give me a CMB check to grab her from Bellis. Shouldn't be hard.
No, it's my strength is obviously a little bit different now, so it's modified 19.
A 19. Okay, and Bellis' CMD is 10, 9. Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
She tries to duck out of your way, but you yank the crown off her head.
Okay.
Okay, Avel.
Can I? Sorry.
Sorry, you say.
No, Avel, go ahead, please.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I mean, is there anything that I can do immediately? Like, I feel like everyone else is already occupied.
I mean, you could always try stabbing Demogorgon in the eye.
Yeah. Can I use my web on the Demogorgon?
It'll certainly slow it down for a round or two. Its strength is too high for it to be webbed for too long, but you can give it a go, yes.
Okay. D20, right?
No, you just say I cast a spell.
Oh, I cast a spell.
Woo! Okay, magic resistance, 50%. 71. It gets past its magic resistance. Saving throw, a 5. Demogorgon is webbed.
Oh my god!
Suck it, bitch!
Wow.
Pinned momentarily. You can see it writhing, straining within the webs. Tendrils pushing outward, and the strands of the webs are breaking. You know it's going to be out in a round, maybe 2.
Someone do something!
For the
Someone
time
do
being,
something!
at least, you've held it. Okay, Jadarian.
I'm going to move 30 foot away from it, out of
Yeah.
its reach, and then fire 3 arrows.
Ooh, okay.
Got to hit first. 16 and 19 and 11.
Okay, he's armor class 25.
Ooh, okay, well 11. Oh, where's my attack? Hang on, sorry. With inspiration, that just does it. 14, that'll be 25. Obviously, the 19's a crit, the 16's a hit, and the 11 is a 25.
Right, give me the damage, please.
So I'll roll 2 of them because one's already max damage. So that is 14, 27, 31, 37 damage.
Holy crap.
Oh wow!
That is incredible.
That's with plus 1 arrow. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it
that's fine.
damages it.
The arrows thud into the aspect of Demogorgon, and you can see its brilliant green demonic blood spraying out in 3 different directions as the fletchings bury themselves deep. Shanta.
Just to quick clarify, when the Demogorgon was talking to Bellis, it was verbal, right?
Yes,
Not,
yes,
So we
yes.
all heard it. Okay.
Yes.
Chanta is going to be shoving, it sounds bad, but like anything in her ears to block it. And while she's doing that, she's going to say to Bellis, give me the box, and then Eyes of Caelax, and we'll use the gather cantrip. That should bring both the eye that Saltara dropped and the crown, because they've
Yes.
both got the eyes in. So she blocks her ears, gathers them, and almost extends a hand for Bellis to pass her the flat box.
Okay, nice. The eyes slide across the floor, crowned and otherwise, towards you. But as you know already, the Eye of Caelax does not need words to speak to you. And as soon as it gets within a few feet of you, you hear its voice.
I will tell you where they are. Your parents, Shanta. They live. Don't you want to know?
Am I able to respond?
Of course you are. It's thought. It takes but a few moments.
She'll either think or say back, however it's done. Of course, but at first we need to get rid of this. What did you call it again? The apparition of it.
The aspect.
The aspect.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here for you, but we got to get rid of this aspect.
Good. We will make a deal.
Yes, when it's safe. Wait, hold on, that was wrong. Yes, when it's safe.
Okay, and then the eyes are in the box, and thunk, the lid closes down around them. Okay, Hagen.
Holy shit. Okay. All right. What are the chances that I could sneak up on this thing?
At the moment, they're pretty good.
Organ. All right. It's like 10 times my size. How easy is it to lose track of an insect?
You're going to try and assassinate
Depends if it
Demogorgon.
buzzes.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to try.
Hey, man. At this point,
I'm gonna climb up something to try and get a good angle on it, and
That's
then with the dagger in my mouth, clenched between my teeth, and then looking back, seeing if I've got the angle. Hagen will reach up to grab the hilt, and then kick off of the wall, and jump for it, plunging down with both hands with the magical dagger.
Okay.
He's
For you-
flying.
And he's
It's-
stationary, right?
It's a 5%
I'm
chance.
falling with style.
A 5%
in
chance.
the same way
Does
that
it get-
flying is falling and
Fine.
missing.
It's a
Does he
5% chance.
does
All
he
right.
get any
So it's
advantage
the same,
because
same as
guy's
rolling a natural
stationary?
20.
I'm assuming I'm not going to get it, but I am going to. I'll probably get backstab damage at least. All right.
Yeah.
That is a 61. No.
Ah, too bad.
Oh.
Okay. Nevertheless, you fall gracefully through the air, bring the dagger out, and stab for backstab damage.
All right. Which is that's a 6 plus 3 is 9 times 3 is 27.
Because the 6 gets tripled. That's 6, so 18 plus 3.
Oh, the 6 gets tripled. All
Yeah.
right, 18 plus 3 is 21.
Okay, cool. That's still really, really good.
Yeah.
Where one of its heads is bulging out of the web, you plunge the blade right into the back of its horrendous, misshaped simian skull. Roll away as a fountain of demon blood sprays up from the wound. The voice of Demogorgon's right head rises in an agonized howl. Okay, Bellis. Your mind is once more your own.
Oh, with the removal of the crown, it goes away.
Either that or it's only lasts for a round.
Good. I proceed to cast a protection from evil on myself.
Good idea. Okay, nice. You lay the circle around you and encounter prayer to the Ghost Mother to shield you from extraplanar influence. The Demogorgon flexes. The web starts to come up out almost entirely. You realize it's going to be out next round. But for one round more at least, it is held. Aldrich.
I'm going to charge at it from the flank.
Yep.
As I'm running forward, I'm going to draw the blade of Vallandor,
Oh,
dropping
right.
my ransor behind me, and then I'm going to come in and cut at its leg really hard.
Cool.
Just really hard.
Just really, really hard.
Oh my god.
That's a natural 20.
Wow!
Damn.
Vallandor.
Yay!
3d6, right?
Yeah, so straight 18.
18 plus
2 for the sword,
plus
so that's
2
20.
and plus and another 2 for strength.
Your strength, so 22.
And whatever else the blade does, because you didn't tell me everything.
You rolled a natural 20.
I did, yes.
Okay, roll me another d6, please.
4.
4. Okay, there is a flaring of brilliant white light all down the length of your blade, consecrated to wreak havoc upon the demon worshippers of the Kashigari.
Oh, go!
It bloods itself on Demogorgon's aspect with a clear roll of a natural 20 and does additional holy damage against the aspect.
Woohoo!
Now both of the demon prince's heads howl as it knows the touch of a sacred blade. Avil.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my crossbow, and I'm gonna try and shoot at it.
Okay.
Right.
AC 25.
I got a 12.
Okay. The crossbow bolt flies somewhere off into the darkness. You're not sure where it lands, but it's not on the demon. Judarian.
I fire 2 more arrows.
Okay.
One is definitely a miss, and the other one will be a 27.
Okay. Well, it's AC 25, so...
Oh, nice. 1 off max damage, so that would be 7 plus 6, 13 damage.
Okay. And finally, Shanta, your arrow, whack, by the way, Judarian, buries itself out of sight in the webs, but you hear the demons howl and know it has struck home.
I'll move 30 foot as well.
Yeah. Shanta.
How damaged does he look? Does he look pretty bad, or is he?
You cannot tell. His body is flailing and writhing. There's a huge amount of blood spread all around him. You don't know what these things are supposed to look like, so you don't know. He looks pretty badly hurt, but it doesn't seem to be slowing him down.
I will blind him.
How tall is this thing, by the way?
It's 18 feet high.
Jesus.
Where did I land? Where did I land with the blade? By the way, am I still just on its back, hanging on for dear life on the hill?
No, I had it. You ran up the dais where the throne is on, jumped off, and managed to get back onto the steps. Okay. Unless you want to be hanging from his.
No, that's good. Thank you.
I'll just be over here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, a blind spell. Magic resistance first. 15. He's not blinded. Don't even need to go further than that. His innate demonic nature just simply warps the spell away. Okay, Hagen, you know there are seconds remaining until he's out.
Shit. Wait. What do I have in my inventory?
Rope.
Trying to see if I had any.
Pegs. I have 10 pegs.
Trying to see if anyone gave me any like holy water or anything like that. Nope. Looks like it's just me and the dagger. All right. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try and stab it again, I guess.
Sounds like the title of your autobiography.
Just me and the dagger. Yeah.
See what I can do. How wounded is this? Like,
again, he looks really badly injured. There's injuries and blood all over the place, but it just doesn't appear to be slowing him down.
Oh, let's see. You said it was
25.
That's not going to do it. That's only 13 plus 7 is only 20.
Okay, the webs themselves are probably making it harder for you. Let's go with that. Okay, Bellis, the last few strands of the web come away. What do you do?
I grab my holy symbol, and I will again unleash the power of the Ghost Mother with a big blast of holy energy.
Okay, roll for that, please.
Hey, if it ain't broke.
I only have 1d6, sorry guys. 23.
23.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, that heals Aldrich.
Oh, fantastic.
And me, I think.
Heals Hagen. Jadarian, you're too far away.
Okay.
And that heals Aval.
Yay.
And 23 you said, yeah?
Yes, 23.
Okay, that puts it up to 40. Okay, you guys have done 120 points of damage to this thing so far.
Dear God.
Jesus.
And still it keeps coming. Breaks loose from the webs. Heads in all directions. Okay, it doesn't do a double effect with the heads. It turns one on you, Bella. 7 throw against spells, please.
Okay. 19. Better.
Oh, okay, no charming for you. It turns the other head, looking across the chamber towards you, Jadarian. You try to shield your eyes. 7 against spells, please.
Oh dear. That is a 17 on a dice.
Oh, okay, you just managed to avoid the insanity gaze of Demogorgon's right-hand head. And then
Goodness me.
thundering forward, spins around to see who it is who's been prodding it with his damn dagger.
With a big sticker.
Unleashes twin tentacles, hits armor class 21 and armor class 29. Hagen, you take 9 points of damage and lose 4 points from all your physical abilities.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Wow.
P8, that drops to 12, so that's another... leaves you on 16 hit points.
Mark, how many hit points had I lost because of my con loss?
You had lost 6.
So my total should be 49.
49. Yeah.
Okay.
16. I was at how much?
Yeah, but
How much
because
is
your constitution drops, you lose hit points for that too.
my-
All your bonus hit points go.
Oh dear God. Okay.
What the hell?
I know
Yeah,
it's
Bullshit.
Yes, that is one
Yeah.
word to say.
it's a demon lord. What can you do?
And then it spins around and its tail lashes out and strikes. Yeah, armor class 27 strikes Shanta. Shanta, you take 6 damage, and you're dropped down to 4th level as it drains your life energy right out of you.
Just go up there as well. Just not.
And for your information, that strips you of some spells.
I haven't.
Only
I
spells
wasn't.
per day.
Yeah, I haven't updated my spells per day. So
That's okay. You just
makes sense.
you lose 1 second level spell.
So yeah, I'll just lose the hypnotic pattern.
Okay, fine.
Um,
Okay.
Am I seeing
Right.
the effect? Am I seeing the effects of this draining magic?
Yes.
Okay.
Aldrich.
It was my turn. Okay, good.
it was your turn.
I
it.
keep doing what I'm doing.
Aldrich, do you want my sword?
I can't. This is a two-handed sword. I can't fight with 2 of them.
No, and
Wow.
his is
Not with that attitude. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Oh my god. 19 plus 1 for the inspiration. Plus 12. No, plus 10. So that's
It's a hit.
30.
Jesus. Okay.
15 points of damage. Plus no, that's 3d6. Sorry, plus 4. So that's 19 points of damage. Plus, if that holy fire thing goes off again,
No,
then
only on a 20. Only on a natural
Okay.
20.
So
Okay.
19.
A brutal, murderous blow against the creature. It roars in pain, having to choose
I'm trying
between
to hack its leg off.
between murdering Hagen, snuffing the life out of whoever it is.
I want to know what those guards are doing. You know, those mercenaries. They're just coming in there watching.
They're staying the hell back. Adra is keeping her men well away from this thing. They don't have magic weapons. And Avil.
Okay. I would like to run up after Aldrich with my sword and also just hack at its legs, please, with my
Okay.
silver fire. Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. Oh dear God. All right.
Don't forget your inspiration.
Yeah. Whew. Okay, here we go. That is 19 plus 1, so 20.
Silverfire lands a solid blow thwack against its leg, but cannot penetrate its scaly demonic hide.
Doing.
Did you roll a 19?
Jadarian.
You got more than +1 to hit, haven't you?
Do I?
Sure you do.
Yeah,
got
your base attack bonus
base attack bonus.
should be higher than 1.
Okay, you
Wait,
miss your round
wait,
for
hold
not
on.
getting your maths. Jadarian, your action.
Right, shoot it twice.
I'll look it up for you.
I'm gonna do. No, I've got it. It's fine. Sorry, I'm a bit ill. I don't know what's going
I'm
on.
a class 25 and 1's
Yeah.
a miss.
Okay.
You're level 5, 6?
And that
I'll do it right
is
next time. I promise.
You get plus 2
12.
just from being a
Guys, I'm
bard.
sorry.
12 damage.
How much, please?
12 damage.
12?
6 plus 6. Yeah. And I move 30 foot. I'm basically circling it. You know.
Yeah. Keeping
Yeah.
away from its hentais. Sure. Okay.
What did I just hear?
Tentacles. I said. The
Is that what you said? Okay.
I think it was.
Tentacle. Got it.
Yeah. Jadarian, for the first time, the thing slows. It drops to one knee, supporting itself on one tentacled arm. Its head's kind of panting. One head looks at the other and snaps at the first head. Okay. And Shanta finally.
Torn between trying to blind it again or lightning bolting its face.
That sounds good.
If it looks, does it look like it's struggling at all?
Question: if she blinds it, do I get to backstab it again?
She'll be able to blind one of its heads.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it says
Yeah.
one creature, it doesn't say just 2 eyes.
Yeah, but I say that.
Yeah, well, you suck.
It's actually its heads don't count. Its heads count as separate creatures for reasons.
For stupid reasons.
Undisclosed.
Look up Amiel and Hezekiah. You'll see why. Carry on.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna lightning bolt its faces.
Okay.
That is.
Wait, magic resistance 55. That's a fail. Saving throw. That's a pass. So it'll be half damage, but roll damage.
Well, I rolled 4 5s.
Okay, that's 20.
A 1 and then a 3. So
24.
24.
Straight
12
12.
points.
12 points.
Nice.
Okay. He staggers backward, the lightning ripping around his body, tearing away great chunks of his demon flesh. Hagen.
I just got those spells.
Shit. Again, it's just me and the dagger. All right. I don't know what my bonus would be right now for the attack.
With the dagger, it's going to be, because you're 2 points down, it's actually the same.
Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
no, sorry, this is using your dex, isn't it?
There's one.
Yeah, it's 1 point down.
Damn.
But the
Okay, well-
inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay. So 17, usually plus 7, so this time plus 6 is 24. And then inspiration adds plus 3.
1, so that's a hit.
Oh, plus 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
Plus 1.
that's exactly a hit.
Yeah,
This is-
again.
That's the second time that the inspiration has fun.
It's like you almost don't want to hit.
Just remember the poem, and I'm like, I have to
Kick the
get
asshole
through
in
this.
the
or I know
tush.
I have to get through this and make sure he doesn't write my eulogy.
Oh my goodness.
When Hagen dropped the bow.
Nice. 3 plus, is it plus 3 or plus 2 for the reaction adjustment?
For you at the moment, it's 2.
Okay, so that's only 5 damage, but it's something. It's damage.
Okay. Yeah.
just a quick
Yes.
question. What is Salmon Caliente doing?
Salmon Daliente is staying the hell back. As you probably noticed, she doesn't have combat abilities.
I imagine she's preparing another one of those rainbow roads to the dragon place, right?
Certainly. You can shout that to her.
You better be reading one of those rainbow roads.
Salmon caliente. It's time for bridge.
I'm for bridge.
She'll probably when she's done the lightning strike just
Can you make that bridge again to the dragon?
but really extra loud because she can't hear.
Okay, cool. Okay, we just had Hagen Bellis.
Bellis does one more, her last for the day, of the prayers to her goddess to burst forth her holy energies.
Oh,
Okay.
Would I be close enough this time?
Roll, please.
Does that re-level me?
No, it won't.
Where?
Wish.
Let's just hope it's not permanent.
Yeah.
That is 17.
Okay.
Do I get healed from that?
No, you're staying 30 feet away.
I'm circling it though. I've got to move 30 foot, so I would 1 point pass them. I was trying to think. I can't keep moving 30 foot
I love
away.
the reach that you're going for here. It's like, oh, I could be there. So
I have to move 30 foot to keep my armor class up. So I've got to move it around it.
Okay. How much was that? Did you say 12?
17.
17. Okay. Another blast strikes Demogorgon. 45. He resists it.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
That's me out.
That's you out. However, you see it healing your companions around you.
Mm-hmm.
His heads snap in twin directions. One towards you, Aldrich. Save against spells, please.
I rolled a 15, which
That'll be a pass.
is a pass, I think.
Okay.
16 inspiration.
Yeah, by 1.
Yep. Okay. Second one, also towards you. Not at the same time, but in succession. Again, please, Aldrich.
I rolled a 6, but I'm lucky.
Go on
I'm
then.
going to re-roll.
Let's see how lucky you are.
And I rolled a 17.
Okay.
That's luck.
That's luck. The thing thunders past you, abandoning all attempts to control your mind, and deals 1, 2, armor class 21, armor class 25. Shanta takes 19 damage from 2 massive tentacle blows. It's roaring in fury. Oh,
Well, I am down.
Uh-oh.
Its tail lashes around. Oh, a 2. That's going to hit armor class 12, which is a miss on you, Aldrich.
Damn skipping.
Okay. Aldrich and Aval, actually.
Okay. Seeing him downing Shanta, he goes into a bit of a rage.
Ooh.
I like to think that Chanta turned around to tell Seven Caliente, and then she just looks thwack.
That's a modified plus 10. So that's modified 27.
That's a hit.
Yes.
That's 11, 13 plus 4, 17 damage.
And there it is, the 200.
Jesus.
The blade buries itself up right in the thing's sternum where the heads meet. They roll back, shrieking demonic agony that echoes across the plains and then simply fades away as the aspect returns to the shadow stuff from which it was made. For a moment, silence falls across the throne room. Saltara Mordath and the aspect of Demogorgon that she summoned are dead.
Yes.
Priest.
Can't believe that we made it out.
I can't believe you
Are
just
we
did
alive?
that.
Is everyone alive?
I can't believe we're all alive.
No one at all.
Charge over to
I'm going to be healing Shanta.
yeah, make sure
Bring her
Shanta's
back.
alive.
Oh,
I feel like hell.
Okay. You race over to Shanta.
No pun intended.
Give me a roll.
Q light. First, to bring her back to stabilize her, basically.
Yeah.
6.
Yep.
I'm at -3, so that makes me 3.
That makes you 0, right?
Nope, 0.
0 makes me 0.
Yeah. And then a cure serious. Where are we? Here we go. That's 5.
5.
Another cure serious.
Yep.
5.
Okay, so up to 10 then. Shanta, slowly you come to your senses. The lashing agony of the demon god's touch is gone. Replaced only by the soothing calm of Bellis's prayers. But that's not what you see. Your head faces to one side. Kneeling down beside you, concern etched in every line of his face, is Aldrich.
I really thought for a minute you're going to go, and by your side, leaning over to you with concern, is Squee.
Did we do it?
Yes, we did.
I see the girl's going to be all right.
How are you doing, Hagen? The rest of you?
Alive.
Alive.
About all I could ask for. After facing such a horrible thing.
Chanta panics, for a second, thinking that she's gone deaf, and then remembers that plugs her ears, and then she'll unplug her ears.
Have we secured those eyes in holy water? Or something equivalent?
They are in the flat box. I grabbed the flat box. And I put it in my robe, but while I put it in my robe, unseen to others, I changed it into something else with an illusion.
Oh, for God's sake.
What do you change it into?
I make it look like a bag.
Okay.
To be fair, actually no, probably not. Ignore me.
That was quite something, Andrew says. We didn't realize that it was this dangerous. We were fighting all these guards in the courtyard, and it got quite close for us there. And,
oh, yeah, of course. No, sure.
No one gives a damn about your guards. We just killed some aspect of a demon prince.
Yeah, what he said.
I like your half-elf.
Aldrich, are you alright?
We're here for someone else as well.
I am. Are you?
Mm-hmm. And she'll kind of try and stand up really quickly and be like, oh, okay.
Of course, he's still out there.
I'm talking about Bone Mother Talora. She's here as well, is she not?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And that Bone Father's out here somewhere.
Yes, and the Nightingale.
I think we should head back to the dragon and get these destroyed as soon as we can.
And what about her?
I'm not letting anybody come too near to me.
Hagen, when he says, what about her, he nods to Saltara's corpse. At this point, I'm almost expecting her eyes to flutter open as if she went to sleep.
Well, if the priest comes back, she might.
Let's make a move, guys. We're standing around. We don't have the time to stand around. Grab Saltara and let's get the hell out of here.
What about Bone Mother Talora?
Yep. Later, after we get rid of the eyes.
Okay.
Give me a moment to catch my breath.
No.
Well, is Samandaliente done with her bridge?
Are we sure we... I can't believe I'm saying this. Are we sure we trust the dragon? You came to me with all manner of tales of its treachery, of its desires to be free.
Do we have any choice?
We can talk about this while we're on the road.
Or should we prepare more?
I agree with Shanta. We should get out of here.
Chanta almost.
The longer we stay here, the longer we are subject to.
Yes, you've made your point, Bellis. But what about Bone Mother Talora? What about the others?
What about the others? We can come back for them.
We must heal. Some of us have been wounded in
I will go
strange
myself if I need to.
magical ways.
Very well. Very well. Aldrich casually goes over to Saltara's corpse and chops her head off.
Your sister's head rolls away from its body.
I take the head. I empty out a flask of oil over her body, and find the nearest.
Should we not relieve her of her magical items first?
Well, go on then. I've been waiting a long time to do this.
I'd rather not.
Yes. Who would have guessed the elf is a looter?
Chancer, for like the
No
first
time for shade.
in her life, just goes up to salmon
Just say salad, whatever.
salad, walks up to salad, and with probably the most stern voice I've ever had,
It's quite racist, really.
make the bread.
Shut up.
I will. She turns, and for the fourth time you've seen her do it, no, fifth, summons Mealadin's causeway back to the dead forest. Behind, flames rise as Aldrich burns his sister's body. And they're still burning.
After looting it.
They're still burning in the throne room when the causeway takes you away from Dammaresh and back to the far south.
Is Adra the woman coming with us?
Why?
I'm just asking. Just curious.
I've got 50,000 gold pieces to earn.
Good luck with that.
I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it without the crown, but I don't think I want to argue with you for it.
That's one. And the other thing, I'm actually not quite sure you're going to do it with the crown either. You saw what happened with the crown.
They can always make a new one.
Aye, that they can.
Yes.
You don't need that crown to be the king.
Well, good luck. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thanks.
So-
I like your dragons.
And she waits until Avel, you're actually on the bridge and just being whisked away when she says, I like your hat. It suits you better than it ever did me.
Excuse me?
Before Hagen steps onto the bridge, he looks around and says, just once, I would have liked to be given a medal or something, if only for saving the whole of God's damn Dammaresh.
We're going back for medals after we've done this.
Yes. Although,
If we're still alive by then, he steps
or
onto
if
the
Dammaresh
bridge.
is still around.
We do still have this, and I pull out the scroll.
The dead forest is, as you recall, a spider-webbed refuge at the southern edge of the Empire. Its trees hung with fey lights and the arboreal dwellings of the ghost elves. Some have already started to return here after assisting you in the retaking of Fort Vallandor. Others are wondering if Vallandor, as promised, will become their new home. But when you appear from Mealadin's causeway, Vandar Quen soon comes forward to greet you. How was it? How fared you?
An absolute pleasure.
Chanter's gonna hold Bellis's hand and just keep going. Just walk past him. If she'll allow me to take her hand.
Saltara Mordath is dead.
Bellis is not there.
Oh,
Did you not go with them?
Bellis is invisible.
Ooh.
Wow.
okay, I go to get Bellis's hand and then I...
Where's Ellis?
I need her.
It seems she's been learning a thing or two from me.
Hold my hand so I don't lose you.
I'm holding on to her cloth, to her blankie.
Okay.
Oh.
And then Chanter will then proceed to keep going.
The eyes, Vandokran says.
Destroyed.
We are on our way to have them destroyed.
The moment of truth comes then. We will learn the true nature of the dragon.
I don't trust him.
Neither do I.
He swore an oath.
I don't think I could fight a demon prince and a dragon in the same day.
So, the Worm's Grave dungeon then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Into its depths once more you descend. Its pathways are well known to you.
I deposit Saltara Mordath's head on one of the crypts in the Worm's Grave dungeon.
Cute.
Yeah, we need to question that head later if we want to know the whereabouts of Telora.
Oh.
I can do that, no problem. Don't worry.
Oh, he wasn't even thinking of that. He just cut it off because he thought it would be fun to carry around.
Save that for
I just
later.
figured it'd be better to separate the body from the head, because then there's no chance of resurrection.
Thought we could have a game of
Sound
football with-
thinking, yes.
Yes.
He's just goth like that.
I like to collect the heads of my fallen enemies.
Okay.
It's a
And hear the lamentation of the women.
Sure.
The dragon is waiting for you.
We've got the final ones.
I give Shenta the flatbox.
What was that, Bella? Sorry.
I give Shenta the flatbox.
The real flat box?
Yes. It is not a flatbox anymore. It looks like a
bag.
velvet bag, yeah.
We've got the final eyes.
Fine illusion.
We didn't want interference on our way to here. I tried to make sure that didn't happen.
No.
Chanter puts the flat box down, opens it, gets the crown and the eye out.
So long.
I get out of the way of its breath.
So do I.
Yeah, me too.
Likewise.
Same.
And then there is a sudden final flare of Vorumcathriax's green fire. And the last Eyes of Caelax. And the imperial crown itself of Torlek are unmade.
Oh, good job, team.
Vorumcathriax spreads his wings. They immediately pass beyond the bounds of the circle.
Chanter
As its shadows fall over the circle, the runes corrode and fade.
He's been unbound for ages.
Chanter goes forward and goes to hug the dragon.
Hagen will try to stop her.
Okay. Hagen holds you back, Shanta.
No, wait.
Now, a new age begins.
One of peace. No one has to fight for these eyes anymore.
All will live in peace.
Including you as well.
Yes. My rule will be kind and just
Your rule.
and peaceful.
Yeah.
No.
For millennia, I served this empire. Now, the fates are reversed.
Where did you want to rule over? We could probably get something arranged.
Caelax is mine.
I think they
He throws his head backward. Green fire shoots upward toward the ceiling. The stones are blown clear from the upper reaches of the worm's grave dungeon.
Would the spell magic work about right now?
The dragon spreads its arms
I
and
don't
beats
know
its
if that will-
wings once. Well, if you want to cast it, you
Do I know if it'll work or not?
have no idea.
Oh
The
my
elves-
god.
Said that it would work on the dragon as long as it was in the circle,
It's still in the circle, yeah?
technically speaking.
I don't think
Do-
this is.
Will it know that I've cast it if it's looked up to...
You've no idea. It might well feel it.
Oh, what do you reckon, guys?
Are you asking, or
I've
You
got
don't really
to
have.
scroll
You
that
don't,
to
you
people.
don't really
What
have.
other?
You don't
which
have
one of our
time
options
to ask.
exactly?
Oh, just do it. Yeah.
I'm not
I'll
saying
do it,
anything.
I'll do it.
If you fail, he will retaliate instantly, and we will all be dead.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's really, yeah.
You are aware what the chances are of you succeeding, right?
I've got no idea. This is what's the chances? I mean,
we had this discussion already.
on third level,
before.
I can cast dispel magic,
Yes,
so there's
I
no
know.
failure.
No.
But it's a high level dispel magic.
Yes.
So
The
that's
chances that you will succeed with dispelling something against this are virtually none. They're
Really?
there, but they're tiny. Yeah. What's
I
the
like-
level? What's the level of spell that bound him into immortality here?
You'll have a 3 in 20 chance of dispelling.
Something.
Oh,
like
really?
that,
Oh god. Yeah, it's going
That's
to be no point then,
15%.
is it?
And if he retaliates, it's gonna. All he has to do is breathe on all of us. That's it.
If he notices, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't do it. It's no point
But
doing it.
somebody's got to be emperor. It's fine.
The thing is, it broke its thing though.
Yeah.
It was foul.
But- Before.
It said it would serve Vallandor.
It didn't break its thing.
Didn't break its
No,
vow, no.
because we didn't set it free. It would have to keep its promise if we would set it free. It didn't. It set
We
it set itself free.
By destroying the eyes, we thought that.
Because the eye in the crown was controlling the dragons. We knew this.
Damn it. You're right.
It also promised that the elves would live in peace, which, as long as they behave themselves, they will.
He will be a just ruler.
And he said he would serve. He would give. He would obey the House of Vallandor.
No,
and
he would pledge himself to its banners.
Okay.
As its ruler.
Well, that's it. We're all right then. Vallandor's all right then.
Yeah, we're fine. We're totally fine.
Chance
This is
just looks
fine.
up watching the dragon fly away.
Guys,
This is
Just looks
we
really
just
happy. She
we
looks
just
really
destroyed the 5 demon eyes. We did a good thing here.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what he does.
So, you don't cast the Dispel Magic. The dragon flaps its wings once, and is airborne and out of the Worm's Grave dungeon. You hear its voice, thunderous and booming across the land. You hear the sounds of elves shouting. You hear its commands.
Obey. Serve. I am kind and just.
See, guys, he's a good person.
You hear,
Yeah, but what is his definition of kind and just?
you hear spellfire
What?
and bowstrings snapping against bows.
Oh, for God's
yeah.
sake.
We probably should have warned the elves.
As the
Chances-
elves, in desperation,
Chanta's going to begin to run outside.
Shanta, you come charging out, and
They
for a
were
moment, it's like your vision has come true. The dragon swooping over the dead forest, its flames burning trees, burning dwellings, burning elves. This thing you saw so long ago and fought so hard to avoid, you and your companions have helped come true.
Stop
And like
firing
this-
at him.
Like the shadow of death, Vorumcathriax streaks over and away from the forest and into the north. Behind him, the forest burns.
What have we done?
Why did they even shoot at it?
They hurt him. Why would they
They hurt him. He killed them.
After they shot.
They did what you could expect anyone to do.
Shoot
For all they
blindly
knew-
at something they don't understand.
For all they knew, he was going to burn them anyway.
What I don't understand is the old elf. What's his name again? Vandar
Vandar
Quinn.
Quinn.
He knew what our deal was with him.
Why didn't he warn them?
Exactly.
It's a very good question.
We should go find him and make sure he's okay. And try and explain to him the situation. Things are a lot different than they used to be.
Yes, they are, Shanta. We can't be so trusting of everyone.
Well, we were all responsible for trusting.
For all we knew, Vandar Quinn wanted this.
And also, many of the elves are still at Fort Vallandor. Actually, quite a large number of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, either the dragon is heading there now to finish the job, or he's doing something else.
He's probably going to Dammaresh to claim the throne, to rule.
Yes. We've saved the Empire and doomed it in one day.
We won't have doomed it. They shot at him. If someone was to attack you, we've done it before. We attack back. You can't expect him just to sit up there and be attacked. He's going to go to the throne and he's going to explain to his servants that this is what it's going to do. He's in charge. They're going to follow his orders. And if they don't, then they will die, just like every other ruler does. Why is this any different?
We don't know what his demands or requirements are yet. We don't know if his version of being a just ruler is a horrible dictatorship.
What
He might
threat did
demand
those elves,
sacrifices.
what threat did those elves realistically pose to that dragon?
He might be weak.
He did not seem weak to me. No, I don't think it was self-defense. I think he was making an example.
He wanted vengeance. He made that clear a long time ago.
He spoke, and then they shot.
Is this forest completely destroyed, or just
So you guys are standing. You guys have emerged from the Wormsgrave dungeon.
Yes.
The huge swathe of the dead forest where the ghost elves live is a burning ruin. You can see a small number of elves are fled up into the canyons away from it. But most of it is a sea of fire, intermingled, the flickering green conflagration of the dragon's breath. But most of it, trees burning, arboreal platforms burning, bodies burning.
We need to go to Vallandor.
Death comes for us all.
We need to know that he didn't destroy Vallandor.
I agree.
Yes. I don't think he did.
Not after we fought so hard to take it back.
My bet would be that it is on its way or has arrived in Dammaresh.
For the promise that he made, for all we know, Vallandor could be razed, and its banners untouched.
Yeah, exactly. His yeah. Let's go.
Let's go find him then.
Yes, let's.
You pick your way through the ashes. The bodies are hard, in the most part, to identify. Vandar Quens you recognize by the charred remnants of his staff. And it is only because she had curled herself into a ball at the base of one of the trees to try and protect herself from the worst of the blast that you recognize Samandaliantes.
I thought she was with us.
She did not come into the dungeon with you, no.
Oh man.
She dead.
Tyrion, right?
Yes,
This
she
is what your friend the dragon did, Shanta.
Hagen just puts a hand on Jadarian's shoulder. Say,
Obviously, he's knelt down by her body.
It's a corroded mass of charred flesh, and only where she's leant against the tree is there anything of her features recognizable.
we should go. We haven't any time to waste.
These are long, dark days, trudging north through the desert toward Vallandor. The char of the dead forest remains in your eyes and your throat and your lungs. For far longer than it seems it should. You see Vallandor from several miles off, and perhaps know some relief that it isn't burning. There is smoke, but it is the smoke of campfires and kitchens. A quartet of tieflings ride out to meet you. Tarver fleet at their head. You're alive then, he says.
We are.
For better
When
or
we,
worse.
when we saw the dragon fly overhead, we feared the worst.
Well, he did have a go at the elves.
The dead forest is ash.
The elves?
Dead.
No.
Most of them.
Some of them fled. Those that remain in Vallandor are welcome to stay, of course, but...
Those that remain in Vallandor are the last. My gods. It went over us like a thunderbolt. You've been walking since then.
Yes.
Yes.
Come. Let's get you watered and fed. He puts his hand on your shoulders, Aldrich and Avel. For what it's worth, you're home now.
Tell me, how is everybody?
They're doing well enough. Your few men have set a good example to the others. The Mordath troops have been pitching in where they can. There's a fair few of them have shown good willing. I get the impression that, well, their lord was a bastard and his daughter was a, well, she was crazy. I think we all know that. They respect you. I think you got the makings of something here. My God,
see if we
what
can keep it
set
by.
up long faces on yous. Come on. It's not over yet.
It's not.
It was not.
Have you heard anything of the dragon?
No, it went north of here about 2-3 days ago. Where's it headed?
Direction Dammaresh, I would guess.
Oh, aye, that makes sense, yes. What does it want there, do you know?
To rule.
Oh. Well, that'll be interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah. I'm sure House Torlek will be in for a rude surprise.
I hope our bedragoned friend collects her gold pieces before that happens.
Yeah.
I should say bedragonetted friend.
And so back into Vallandor. It's a subdued homecoming. The victory over the aspect of Demogorgon, the death of Saltara, filled you with such hope. And yet to deal with a dragon is to invite disaster. Disaster you now have. Word spreads. The truth about the dead forest brings horror and grief to the elves in equal parts. But it is Namarsilie who brings them to their senses. This dragon, she says.
Yes.
What do you know of it?
Why didn't Vandal Quen tell the elves of the deal that was made? They opened
I don't
fire
know.
on it. The elves opened fire on it as soon as it was released.
It's too late to ask him now.
We made a deal with the dragon. that he would,
Quinn knew
he
the
would,
deal.
he would, that he would not attack the elves. He would leave them in peace.
Van Darquin was a fool, and I told him he was wrong to send you in there.
Did we find anything else of Van Darquin other than his staff? Or was it just a charred staff?
It was his remains, his belongings, charred to ruin.
All right.
It was the only thing that really identified him.
Did my sister have anything on her? You know, like a ring or...
Personal effects, yes.
We believe...
What do we know of the dragon? Do you know anything of the dragon?
I know that it was imprisoned there. I know that Van Darquin was part of that. And he counted it his greatest mistake.
Perhaps he was trying to atone for his mistake by committing suicide by dragon.
I think he hoped to punish it over long years and then grew to realize that the dragon would outlive him. And that his folly would outlive him. And that he should have killed it when he had the chance.
He gave us the means to destroy the circle and thereby destroying the dragon, but our abilities were far below that of the spell involved. It's almost as if he wanted us to fail.
Well, the thing is, that is a little bit the problem. Did he know what the function of the eyes were? Or how they were being used in correlation to the dragon?
I don't know what Van Darquin knew.
No.
And he didn't talk to me about the eyes.
Basically, when the dragon destroyed the eye in the crown, the last eye, that's when he set himself free.
He
set himself free.
Yes.
The spell that was holding him in place disintegrated the minute the eyes were destroyed. There was a little detail he omitted from his particular deal with us. We assumed that we would be responsible for breaking the circle after he had done the
that was
the
not
deed for us.
The basis on what the deal was made. But of course, we never got to that point. But by bringing him the two remaining eyes, he got what he wanted. At least this is what I.
He knew he was the only true option for us.
We didn't have a choice. He was the only option to destroy the eyes. So there we go.
Yeah. So we've replaced one evil with another.
I don't know. We don't know what kind of evil it is. We put an emperor on the throne. That's what we did.
An undead emperor that will rule in the
dragon emperor.
That will rule forever. Because he won't die. Ever.
No, she says. No.
Why?
I will not stand for this.
No, neither will I.
That thing destroyed my people. Those
He
that were
lied.
not given refuge here by you.
Speaking of, you are welcome to stay here as long as you need.
How long will it take to build a force strong enough to march on Dammaresh, my lord?
Dammaresh is already overrun.
It is under siege by House Torlek, but presumably the dragon arriving there would put an end to that siege pretty rapidly.
I have a query here. I would like to know what the basis of the undead status of the dragon. Where does it derive its undead power from? Do you have anybody who knows?
Van Darquin knew.
Van Darquin knew. Samandaliante knew. Valeria might know.
Is she here?
She is.
That's something.
We could ask the
I
dead.
will send for her.
Is that possible? Are there enough remains to ask the dead?
Yes.
So maybe we should do that.
I want to create a council of advisors for House Vallandor.
Valeria is sent for.
And I want the tieflings to select their leaders, presumably Valto Cray and the other guy, Alia, and what's his name? The guy that just talked to us.
Tarvo, a leader. That's flattering.
I want. Well, he's maybe not leadership material, but he's definitely got insights. And I know him, so that's good enough for me. And I want this elven woman, this general, and her to be on it, each to represent their people.
There's talk of needing my wisdom, Valeria says.
We need to go over the options on how to undo the magics that created the undead state of this dragon. Since you are the ones who created that, maybe that gives us an advantage.
Its awareness is bound into its body. It has no phylactery, like a lich. But it has a connection to the negative material plane. A constant conduit that keeps it fed, that keeps it animated. I believe that the dispel was intended to sever that connection. That might still be possible.
Well, we need somebody with a lot of skill to do that spell.
Yes. And I do not know where such a powerful mage may be found.
Perhaps that should be our next aim then. To find somebody who does know.
I would agree.
Yes, I think we should also scout out Dammaresh and see exactly what the situation is.
We need also to have a look at retrieving Bone Mother Telora.
Yeah.
Yes, I can definitely agree with that. Though, I think the Nightingale will be trying to use her.
Clearly. But let's hope that the Nightingale is distracted with the new ruler in town.
Yeah, perhaps this will play to our advantage in the short term.
Look, it sounds maybe a little bit grim, but it has played to our advantage so far. We got rid of all the eyes. That's an achievement.
Yes, we did.
At great
And-
cost.
Indeed.
We knew when we started this that there was a price to pay. We didn't know how high the price would be, and the price was high. But we paid it, and we succeeded.
Do I know that I'm dying of mummy rot right now?
It's actually been less time than is necessary for the mummy rot to start to manifest.
Okay.
So actually, no, you guys don't.
We're aware of Mummy Rot. Is Bellis aware of this undead
Yes.
ability?
Yes, you are.
So she knows that we need to take care of this.
Something needs to be done about that, yes.
Does she know what to do about it?
It starts. Sorry,
It's,
go ahead.
yeah, it requires remove curse spells and similar.
Yeah.
Well, I decided I didn't want it anymore, so I've not got it.
Okay, that's no problem. That's another way of doing it.
You just throw it away.
Yes. It starts in all the soft parts of your body?
I don't have any
Like
soft
your,
parts, so I was
like the nasal passages and.
Do we get our stuff
Don't
back
have
that-
soft parts, really.
I don't think we've gotten anything back yet.
No, like the stuff the Demogorgon took.
Right.
That's
so,
what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, over the course of the days, these abilities and the lost levels return at the rate of 1 per week.
The reverse of bestow minor curse, might that be remove curse?
Yes.
I'll cast that on Hagen and on others who have touched the mummies.
Okay.
touched mummies.
Yes.
Don't touch mummies.
How long would it take us to get to Dammaresh normally? Like on foot?
Weeks.
Or
Or
horseback.
at least on horseback?
Would it be faster to go by ship or something if there's even a
It's
coast
inland.
nearby?
It's inland.
Okay.
You're looking at several weeks travel overland. Even with horses, it's just slightly fewer weeks.
Several weeks there or there and back?
There.
Back again.
You're talking about a couple of 1,000 miles. The Empire is huge.
I could see the need of killing off my sister.
Yeah.
We want to go there now.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped you from doing that, man. That's a great idea.
I want to learn
Wow.
Yeah, you can.
in memory of my sister.
Salmon caliente.
Bastard. Salmon deliente.
Salmonella latente.
Valiente.
So we are agreed in one thing at least then, Namarsilie says. This dragon cannot sit upon the throne.
Agreed.
Yep.
Alia Keel likewise joins you, leaning as she does on her large blade. Well, I never thought I'd see the day that I served under a Vallandor banner. But you've earned my respect, if nothing else. The tieflings will still stand with you.
This is Ali Akil.
Yeah.
And what do you think, Shanta? Do you still think this dragon is good?
Chanta, during the whole trip, hasn't actually said anything unless asked a question. She'd respond and then stop.
We'll just have to see when we get there.
Fair enough.
What was the name of the elven priestess? Or what's her name? The druid?
Avaleria.
Okay.
Then this I swear, Namarsilie says. I will not rest until my blade is buried in Vorumcathriax's undead heart. And all who would so swear, pledge this now with me.
I swear it.
I swear it.
I swear it.
I swear it.
If anything, to avenge my mother and my sister.
And so 5 voices answer her pledge, and one remains silent, lost in her thoughts. And the meaning of hope. The Eyes of Caelax. What started in a high tower overlooking a green valley at the heart of the Caelian Circle ended in flame and lies in the Worm's Grave dungeon, and finds its future in the city of Dammaresh, on a throne that has no crown, an empire that has no dynasty, an emperor that draws no breath. You have thwarted the plans of a demon. You have cast back the power of Demogorgon. Ahead of you, there waits a long road north, a long road into the future. A road that will, sooner or later, bring you face to face once more with Vorumcathriax, the undead dragon emperor of Torlek. But that is another story. And here we leave our heroes, their voices pledged for revenge or held back in silence. And we shall see what consequences those choices bring when next we return to Erroth.